The 8th Asia Businesspersons Conference will take place with the theme Restoration of Three Economies on November 12th for 2 days at Bali, Indonesia. The 21st Female Pastors Retreat will take place on November 4th at the Dokpyeong RUTC. Hello and welcome to the RUTC News. The 8th Asia Businesspersons Conference will take place on November 12th for 2 days at Bali, Indonesia. The 8th Asia Businesspersons Conference, which opens for the first time in 10 years, will gather the partisan businessmen from all over Asia who will heal the after-effects of the 4th and 5th Industrial Revolutions. With the theme Restoration of Three Economies, Lecture 1 will be on the 12th at 6:30 p.m., Lecture 2 on the 13th at 10 a.m., and Lecture 3 at 3 p.m. Registrations are open until October 31st. Detailed info is available at the WEEA Overseas Schedule Guide. The 21st Female Pastors Retreat to Save the Church and Posterity will take place on November 4th at the Dokpyeong RUTC. Mothers of church members, protectors of evangelists, and fulfilling the role of co-workers, these are the identities of the female pastor. For the fulfillment of this identity, by receiving the answer of God's partisan journey and guidepost, the 21st Female Pastors Retreat to Save the Church and Posterity will take place on November 4th. All pastors and pastors' wives, female pastors, may attend. Lecture 1 will start at 11 a.m., Lecture 2 at 7 p.m. Registrations are open at WEEA until October 31st. The Church Officer Graduate School 32nd Fall Semester Lecture 4 will be broadcast tomorrow through RUTC TV at 5 p.m. on the 20th. The principal of the Church Officer Graduate School, Reverend Yu Kwang-soo, will relay the message, "The Evangelism Studies That Church Officers Must Know, Too." It will be broadcast on RUTC TV. This semester will not have any in-person Evangelism Studies lectures, only online. All registration offering proceeds of the Church Officer Graduate School will be used for the Future Church Fund. The Evangelism Discipleship Training, which restores God's kingdom through the 777 Throne Movement, the October 237 two-stage disciple training will take place on the 22nd at the Dokpyeong RUTC. On-site registration confirmation begins at 8 a.m. on the second floor of Building E. Praise begins at 10:10 a.m. Lecture 1 is proclaimed at 10:30 a.m. Lectures 2 and 3 at 2 p.m. Meanwhile, the November 237 New Believer Field Ministers training will take place on the 5th. Registrations are open at WEEA until October 30th, 6 p.m. Gathering the evangelists who will enjoy the answers of the Holy Meditation, Evangelism, Gospel, and 1,000 Partisan Movements for the sake of 237 5,000 Evangelization. The 5th World RTS Conference will take place on October 24th at the Dokpyeong RUTC. With the theme, "The Least Will Become 1,000, the Smallest a Mighty Nation." Lecture 1 will be proclaimed at 10:30 a.m., Lecture 2 at 3 p.m. The 7th RLS Sports HQ Day and the 19th graduation took place on the 18th at the Remnant Leaders School. On this day, 280 students, families, and guests participated. The 19th graduation is the 20 Vision Commissioning Camp, the message titled "The Vessel of Globalization, Discipleship, Evangelization" was proclaimed. Reverend Yu relayed to the remnant leaders being commissioned to the field not to be mistaken by the situations that seem like death and persecution, but to hold to the accurate covenant. And when you accurately open your eyes, globalization, evangelization, discipleship will take place. Also, you need the invisible spiritual power to do this work. So raise the 3-day weekend age, mission homes, and RUTCs to start the 3 courtyards and holy meditation movement wherever you go. Meanwhile, graduation certificates were awarded to the graduates who completed the 20 Vision training. The laying of hands in blessed prayer took place by the alumni evangelists. The evangelists with the invisible power blessed their junior evangelists to their heart's extent.
지금 사실은 그 세계 학교, 선진국 학교 이런 데가 사실상은 부모님들을 속이고 있고 교사들도 좀 속고 있는데 아이들이 마약, 지금 완전히 음란 이런 쪽으로 다 거의 빠졌습니다. 그러다 보니까 아이들이 정신적으로 어려워서 부모님에게 말 못하고 방황하는 아이들이 너무 많아요. 아무리 지금 공부를 해도 하나님이 없는 공부를 하기 때문에 결국은 영적으로 지게 됩니다. 사실상 4차 산업시대 본격화되면 지금 공부하고 있는 거는 기초라서 해야 되지 취업에 아무 상관없습니다. 그래서 237에 맞는 그야말로 치유 서밋에 맞는 공부를 시켜야 됩니다. 아이들이 어떨 때는 단체 생활하는 게 힘이 들어요. 그러나 단체 생활 속에서 나를 찾는 것이 어릴 때 가장 좋은 교육이고요. 그것이 전부 지도자 훈련입니다. 그래서 아이들이 조금 어떨 때는 따라오기 힘들더라도 세상 나가서 어릴 때마다 포기하면 안 되니까 포기하지 않는 이런 렘넌트를 키우는 사실상 최고의 학교입니다. 3년 공부하는 동안에 제대로 렘넌트가 뭔지 알도록 기도가 뭔지 알도록 이렇게 해서 나가도록 여러분 협조, 기도 부탁드립니다. 감사합니다.
RGS is the school that nurtures remnants to possess both the gospel and skills to succeed through the gospel and to gain victory even after success.
RGS also fosters us to gain independent skills to overcome our shortcomings.
RGS also prepares us with practical language skills and expertise, which are the beginning of globalization.
This week's offering. Disciples across the nation and the world continue to send their heartfelt offerings to the 237 Center and RUTC this week. This week's announcements. The 2025 Department of College Missions camp registrations are closing on the 25th. The 7th 2024 OMC Scholar Retreat message will be given during the Business Mission Service on November 23rd. Next week's Saturday Core Remnant Day will take place centered on the Metro Region Seoul Bukbu chapter at the Changdae Church. Through the 7 Bartisans, 7 Journeys, and 7 Guideposts, may you enjoy the blessing of a witness who heals and saves the church, field, and posterity. This concludes the news. Thank you.